And now we move on to 25. Who's on the clock at 25? I don't know why that's not working. Oh, it's Corey. The Minnesota Vikings are on the clock.
I'm going to need your help. We were talking about this. Noah from Auburn.
The pick. No. Is that the pick you're making?
Gene, whatever.
Noah Igbinoghene.
Igbinoghene. Yeah, he's going to go.
I'm going to have to copy and paste that one.
I'm not writing that name down.
That's a hard one. But the Vikings literally just ditched every single corner they had. So their top 3 corners are gone. They need somebody to replace it.
Where is he? He's not even in Fox's top 50. What?
I'll show you. How to pronounce his name or how to spell his name, Eli. Igbinoghene. Igbinoghene. I think this is a reach, in my opinion.
Like this.
You don't like it?
I think this is kind of a reach. I think it's kind of a reach. I like Jeff Gladney a lot. Jeff Gladney is a defensive back that I think is very underrated in this game. I don't think any of you probably watched this game, but Oklahoma played TCU, and I was there earlier this year. Yeah, no way any Big Ten or, ass scratchers watch that game.
I mean, I watch a lot of Oklahoma games just because obviously I like good football. But,
dude,
no.
AJ Terrell.
So Gladney was suspended for the first half, all right? Gladney was suspended for the first half, and in the second half, he came out, and the game was a completely different game. Jalen was almost shut down throwing to his side of the field. Gladney would be my pick. Corey, are you there? Can you hear me? This is what we see from Corey right now.
I'm here.
Corey,
I said I'm here.
Why is Igbinoghene the pick?
Dude, there's so many other corners.
AJ Terrell.
Corners. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like he showed out last season, and I think
he played really well last season. He played really well last season on a defense that was very talented. And what do they say, bro? They say solid pass rushing, solid attack at the
Brown coming through the middle, and
Marlon Davidson.
If you only have 3 seconds to throw it, your defense looks a little bit better.
You're right.
I mean,
Eli, you got these picks?
Yeah, I got it.
There's surprise picks on every single draft.
Well, Miami's about to get a steal.
I've been reaching in the last 2.
But... a steal, hey?
A steal at 26?
Yep.
Who is the Miami Dolphins selection at 26, Eli?
Edge rusher out of Iowa, AJ Epenesa.
He's glad you bring up this guy.
He is a dog. Like I kind of want
some people love Epenesa's tape.
I really want to
really love it,
Terrell, just because like
if you need the edge, yes, that's where you want to go at this late.
They don't need it, but they just up so much on defense that the amount of help and vets he's going to have around him is going to be massive for development. And we're also talking about it's going to be a defensive-minded team without a doubt. So, given that, I think I was thinking, all right, Terrell, you just went safety, to load up in the the backfield that much when you can go ahead and grab someone for the front 7. I think it's the move.
Right. No, it very well could be, and Epenesa is a guy that I consider underrated without a doubt.
No shot they take. What's his name, Brian? DeAndre Swift.
Corey, you and I have been talking about Epenesa for a long time. What do you think about Epenesa's ceiling in this league?
I love Epenesa or Epenesa or whatever. I love him. Me and you have played a lot of Madden, and I know that doesn't correlate to actual drafts, but
right.
I always pick him up because I love him. I think he's going to be talented. I think he has a high ceiling, especially for falling so far in the first round. I think he's a steal at this point.
Absolutely is, in my opinion. And we go straight back to the man who just made the last comment. Maybe not the last selection. However, before we go ahead and announce the next selection, I'll go ahead and drop a little nugget of wisdom. Tino, before you got in here, I threw out a stat that's crazy. And only team since 2013 to either completely trade out of the first round or trade back in the first round every single draft since 2013, 13, 14, 15, all the way to now, the Seattle Seahawks. And they're on the clock at number 27. And I think that is an absurd stat. You could probably see them doing it. It is interesting, and especially with how many studs they've gotten. They traded back into the spot they got Metcalf.
Especially with how bad their own line has been. I mean, you can't pick one. You can't pick one.
No, totally. And as for Cleveland,
out of those picks,
Ezra Cleveland is a guy I like, but I mean, there's the next offensive tackle off the board, I think for me is obvious, but I don't think the Seahawks go tackle here. Corey Paul is here to tell us who the Seahawks take at number 27, even though I think we all know they're not going to be here a week from tonight.
You might disagree with me again. I'm struggling to keep up because I can't see the fucking chart. I'm sorry I said that. But I can't see the chart. So I'm writing it down. Is my boy, I'm sorry, Isaiah Wilson off the board from Georgia?
I don't think so.
Bro, it's got to be Josh Jones from Houston.
No.
What?
No. Isaiah Wilson. I had him written down. Isaiah Wilson's my boy.
The offensive lineman out of Georgia.
Jackson is what I was going for, but
the bunny.
Now, did I miss it? Is Austin Jackson already gone or what?
No, please don't tell me Austin Jackson is an option in this round.
Not going there.
And plus, like, why would they not go? Oh, we welcome Tino. We welcome Tino's wife Morgan Ursig to the party.
Shout out,
dude.
Yeah. I mean, that's who I'm going with. You disagreed with my later picks, but
yeah, I disagree. And you're back on the clock already, Corey. So maybe there's more for us to disagree about. With the 28th pick in the draft, it's the Baltimore Ravens on the clock, who are definitely primed to make a Super Bowl run. Corey Davis, who are you going with 28 for the Baltimore Ravens?
Let's see if you disagree with me again. Zach Baun from Wisconsin.
That's what I
love this pick. I love this pick. I love this pick way more than the last pick.
Linebackers, and I think he's a good fit to replace some of that. So,
what do you think about this pick?
Look at you making good picks nowadays. Proud of you. Proud of your growth and development. Yeah, it's a great pick.
It's hard to judge.
This is a great pick
because they're either stars or they fail, and it's just
There's
a couple that I like, and I went with them. So, but
with the 29th selection,
but Baun's my dude for this team.
To be honest, these last five picks, I don't think any of these teams make these picks. I think they're all wrong.
I disagree.
I think Baun will fall this far.
No, I mean these teams themselves. Like I think these teams are all gone.
Oh yeah.
With the 29th pick in the draft, this is an interesting conundrum as well. It is the Tennessee Titans, who I have control over. And the Tennessee Titans here could go a lot of ways. However, I think the way that they're going to go at this particular juncture has to do with the fact, now I know I just hyped up Jeff Gladney a whole lot, but I think there is a guy they like more. And that guy becomes what? I mean, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. I think the 4th Alabama Crimson Tide player off the board. It's Trevon Diggs, the brother of wide receiver Stephon Diggs. And Adoree Jackson has come along. Yep, Tino, go ahead and continue that. Yep, there we go. That's what I like for my selection. Trevon Diggs is the guy here. And at 29, if you can get Diggs here, maybe you might be reaching just a tad. But Tino, go ahead and tell me why you agree with me in such a body language manner.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, he probably should go a couple picks earlier where, Seattle's reaching for Wilson. That's where I would choose. But, I mean, dude's a freak. He covered a lot of holes, especially we talked about earlier with Auburn, how their front seven kind of helps their corners. Bama was devastated up front, and their corners kind of did all their dirty work. So, and their safety as well. So, I mean, he had a fantastic year. Obviously, Bama didn't have the year they wanted, but he's a player who can make a difference.
We're going to run through these last 3 picks as quickly as we probably can because we've been here an hour 15. Corey is on the clock with pick number 30. It's the Green Bay. Yeah, it's my bedtime. That's exactly what I'm saying. Corey's on the clock here.
So I'm going to pick offense, but I have a question. On defense, Delpit's still on the board, right?
Yeah, please tell me. We talked about who they're taking earlier.
Delpit, but it's crazy he's went this far. I'm taking Brandon Aiyuk from Arizona State. But I think it's crazy Delpit went this far. I think Green Bay needs a wide receiver to complement them. Aaron Rodgers needs some more weapons, especially because I feel like he doesn't have that much other than Devontae Parker. Or not Devontae Parker, Devontae Adams. But
good God, not Parker.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think they're looking at another wide receiver. If for some reason some talent on defense like that fell this far, I think they might skip out. But I don't know. I'm going Brandon Aiyuk from Arizona State.
With the 31st pick,
Sucks you couldn't
we
get
move on
Jake
to
here.
myself. And the 31st pick right here.
Not 13.
No, it is not 13. Typing it in. 31. It's AJ Terrell, the corner out of Clemson.
He fell.
He did fall a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, to be honest with you, it could end up being somebody else here. But for the sake of argument, we'll go ahead and go 31. With the 32nd pick, it is Tino Vergiels for the Kansas City Chiefs.
See, and to me, the same thing with that. If Delpit's here, it's really hard not to pick him, to be honest, as the Chiefs. It's hard for me to not pick DeAndre Swift as well, with him still being around.
Who are you taking then?
To me, they need two things mostly. It's going to be either corner or O-line. And my two picks would be either Arnett or Ruiz. I'm going to pick the Michigan player every time, so I'm going to pick Ruiz. And that's
Hell yeah.
that's a selfish-ass pick. But I'm going to pick Cesar Ruiz. I mean, he's a center, but really he can play either of those guard spots. So interior O-line being one of their biggest picks, I'm going to go there. And got to get
Or a Z.
gotta get
protect
one
Mahomes,
on the board. Yeah.
And I like this pick a lot, especially when you pair a young
Yeah, go ahead.
especially when you pair a young developing center with a quarterback he can be for a long time. I think we all know Mahomes is not going anywhere anytime soon. So I like this pick a lot at 32. Gentlemen, this has been a pleasure.
Before we end, I want to say something crazy.
Go ahead, my
We
man.
didn't draft one running back in the first round.
And I think that's how it's going to shape out.
I had
I
the
really
chance.
do.
Yeah. I was just saying, we didn't draft one of them. I thought that was kind of crazy. But
Now,
Yeah.
it would be fun to do the second round.